Miller is live at the scene with more. Deanna?
Thanks, Jim. Last night around 9:30 p.m., a Rowan grad student reported that she had been sexually assaulted outside of her car on Route 322 near Hampton Boulevard.
Video's rolling.
Now, this is only about a half-mile away from campus, but Glassboro police reported the female pulled over and got out of her vehicle to fix something when she was forced upon by who she describes as two white men dressed in dark clothing with covered faces, one in his early 20s, the other early 40s. University Relations sent an owl alert this morning to notify the community. Vice President Joe Cardona is hoping for additional information from possible witnesses.
At the time this happened on Route 322, there's constantly cars going by. So with a little bit of help from people, there may have been people who saw this based on reading the owl alert.
Police are asking if anyone has seen suspicious behavior or has information to call Rowan Public Safety as this investigation continues. Reporting live from Rowan University, I'm Deanna Miller. Back to you, Jim.
All right, thank you, Deanna. A student at Rowan University says that she was assaulted by two masked men, and our own Samantha Rizzo has the story. Samantha?
Thanks, Jim. Rowan University students are on watch today after a female graduate student reported a sexual assault to Glassboro police last night. According to the police, the attack happened just a half-mile away from campus on Route 322 on Hampton Boulevard at 9:30 p.m. The victim said she was outside her car when two masked men came onto her and sexually assaulted her.
Video's rolling.
Rowan Public Safety sent an alert to all students and staff today to spread awareness and hopefully get some more information. Students are scared and upset to hear about this on their campus.
She didn't deserve that. I would want to tell everyone, if they need to stop for any reason, make sure that your area is well lit.
Glassboro police are still investigating the case with help from Rowan. They ask if anyone sees a dark-colored vehicle on the shoulder of the road, two white males, or any suspicious behavior to contact investigator Julie Howery or Glassboro Public Safety. Reporting live from Rowan University, I'm Samantha Rizzo. Back to you, Jim.
All right, thank you, Samantha. By two masked men, and our own Brianna Greco has the story. Brianna?
Thanks, Jim. Last night, a Rowan University student reported to Glassboro police that she was sexually assaulted on Route 322 about a half a mile from campus. According to police, the victim stopped her car on the westbound shoulder of the road to rearrange some items in her front seat when two masked men forced themselves onto her and sexually assaulted her in front of her vehicle.
Video's rolling.
The assailants are described as white males dressed in dark clothing with faces covered by scarves or masks. The two subjects fled on foot in an unknown direction. According to police, the victim returned home after the assault, but came back to Glassboro just before midnight to report the incident. Rowan Public Safety issued an owl alert right after the incident was reported. The assault has drawn concern from the Rowan University community as the search for the suspects continues.
If you're driving by and you see a woman on the side of the road with two guys talking to her, and it seems like a weird situation, people need to report that and realize that we take care of each other, because that's how a small community works. 5 seconds.
Glassboro police are continuing to investigate the case with added support from the community. Live at Rowan University, I'm Brianna Greco. Back to you, Jim.
All right, thank you, Brianna. Marshall has the story. Rob?
Thank you, and that's right. At approximately 9:30 p.m. last night, a female student here at Rowan University in Glassboro was the victim of a sexual assault.
Video's rolling.
The student stopped her car on the westbound shoulder on Route 322 near Hampton Boulevard. The victim got out of her car to rearrange items in her vehicle, which is when two men forced themselves on her. According to the police report, the two suspects fled on foot and are described as white males in dark clothing. One suspect is reported to be in his 20s, while the other was in his 40s. Senior and commuter student Sylvia Brown, who uses Route 322 after night classes, gave some helpful information.
It's scary that things like this happen. It's really unfortunate.
Police are asking if you have any information regarding a dark-colored vehicle
10
on
seconds.
the westbound shoulder on Route 322, suspicious males or suspicious behavior, please contact the phone number below. Reporting from Rowan University in Glassboro, I'm Rob Marshall.
All right, thank you, Rob. And our own Ann Palmer is live on the campus with more. Ann?
Thanks, Jim. So I'm here on Rowan University's campus. Last night, a graduate from Rowan University was assaulted on the westbound side of Route 322. Now, according to police, the student pulled over to rearrange some things that were falling out of her trunk, and that is when two masked men sexually assaulted her and the student in front of her car.
Video's rolling.
Rowan Public Safety issued an alert today to let other students know about the attack and also in hopes of additional witnesses coming forward. Sylvia Brown, a senior at Rowan University, tells us,
I would want to tell everyone if they need to stop for any reason, make sure your area is well lit.
Now, Rowan safety officials are urging anyone who knows anything about this attack to come forward and contact police immediately. Now, we'll have more for you on this story as it develops.
10
Until
seconds.
Then, I'm live at Rowan University. I'm Annie Palmer. Back to you at the desk.
All right. Thank you, Annie. Is live at the scene with more. Erica?
Thank you, Jim. According to the Glassboro Police, a female graduate student of Rowan University reported that last night around 9:30 she had been sexually assaulted. The assault is said to have occurred about a half a mile away from campus on Route 322 near Hampton Boulevard.
Video's rolling.
According to the police, the student stopped her car on the shoulder of the road to rearrange some items in her vehicle. While out of her vehicle, two men forced themselves onto her and sexually assaulted her. The officials have not released the victim's name, but both did report that both men are described as white males, dressed in dark clothing with faces covered by a scarf or mask. One of the men is reported to be in his 20s while the other is in his 40s. It is reported that the two men fled on foot after the assault. The victim traveled home, but later returned to Glassboro to report the incident to authorities. Vice President of University Relations, Joe Cordona, is asking for your help.
At the time that this happened on Route 22, there's constantly cars going by. So with a little bit of help from people, there may be people who saw this based on reading the owl alert. Time's up. Get out.
If you have any information, please contact investigators or Rowan Public Safety. This has been Erica Milburn live from Rowan University. Back to you, Jim.
All right. Thank you, Erica. By two masked men and our own Kimberly Kerr is live at Rowan University's campus with more. Kim?
That's right, Jim. According to Glassboro Police, a female graduate student said she was sexually assaulted last night on Route 322 in Hampton Boulevard here in Glassboro.
Video's rolling.
At around 9:30, the student pulled over and got out of her car to move some things around. Now, that's when the two men forced themselves on her and assaulted her in front of the car. She described them as white males with their faces covered and dressed in dark clothing. She said one of the men was in his 20s and the other in his 40s. Rowan Public Safety sent an alert to students this morning, alerting students.
At the time that this was happening on 322, there's constantly cars going by. So with a little bit of help from people, there may have been people who saw this based from the owl alert.
The Glassboro Police are asking if you have any information to contact Rowan Public Safety or the investigator on the case,
10
Julie
seconds.
Howery, at 856-881-1501. Reporting live from Rowan University, I'm Kim Kerr. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim. And live at the scene with more. Jeremy?
That's right, Jim. It is being reported that a female Rowan grad student was sexually assaulted about a half mile away from campus last week.
Video's rolling.
At around 9:30 p.m. on March 24th, the student pulled over on the westbound shoulder of Route 322 to arrange some items in her car. While outside, two men forced themselves onto the student and sexually assaulted her in front of her car. Both attackers, one in his 40s and one in his 20s, are being described as white males in dark clothing with masks covering their faces. Both attackers fled the scene hours before police could arrive. Rowan Public Safety issued an hour alert a day later to educate people, to ask for help, and to provide phone numbers of services. Many students now are frightened after reading the owl alert.
She didn't deserve that. I would want to tell everyone if they need to stop for any reason, make sure the area you're in is well lit. Back on camera.
Glassboro Police continue to investigate and are being supported by Rowan Police. From Glassboro, I'm Jeremy Ryback. Back to you, Jim.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy. Stay on camera. And our own Sean Stiles is live on campus with the latest. Sean?
Thank you, Jim. Last night, a Rowan University student was sexually assaulted.
Video's rolling.
A 23-year-old Rowan student wanted to rearrange some things in her car, so she pulled over at Route 322 and Hampton Boulevard in Glassboro, about a half mile from campus. According to police, that is when two men, one believed to be in his 20s and one believed in his 40s, grabbed her and sexually assaulted her in front of her car. Both men were dressed in black and had their faces covered by either a scarf or a mask. Vice President of University Relations, Joe Cordona, shared some advice with students.
If you're driving by and you see a woman on the side of the road with guys talking to her and it seems like a weird situation, people need to report that and realize that we take care of each other. And because that's how small community works. Back on camera.
For your Rowan report, I'm Sean Stiles. Back to you at the desk.
is live on the campus with more. Tyler?
At 9:30 p.m., a Rowan University student was sexually assaulted earlier this week.
It is rolling.
The victim described the two suspects as white males dressed in dark clothing with faces covered by scarves or masks. The two suspects fled on foot in an unknown direction, according to police reports. Rowan Public Safety issued an owl alert on Monday 25th to spread awareness to the community. Junior dual elementary education and English major Catherine Hagman was shocked when she heard of the sexual assault.
It's scary that things like this happen. It's really unfortunate.
Glassboro police are continuing to investigate and lead the case with added support from Rowan. I'm Tyler Edwards reporting to you from Rowan University live at the scene.
Back to the desk.
Back to you, Jim, at the desk.
All right, thank you, Tyler.
Okay.
And our own Lauren Berman, by two masked men, and our own Lauren Berman is live at the scene with more.
Thanks, Jim. A Rowan University owl alert is in effect after a female graduate student from Rowan University reported that she was sexually assaulted half a mile off the campus last night at 9:30
Video's rolling.
p.m. According to the Glassboro police, the student had pulled over on the westbound side of Route 322 near Hampton Boulevard and was getting out of her car to rearrange items in her back seat when two males, said to be dressed in dark clothing and using masks to cover their faces, pushed her onto her car and assaulted her before fleeing the scene on foot. The two suspects have yet to be identified but have been reported as two white males, one in his 20s and one in his 40s. As Glassboro police continue the investigation, the Vice President of University Relations, Joe Cardona, urges the community to step up in situations like these.
If you're driving by and see a woman on the side of the road with two guys and it looks like a weird situation, people need to report that. On camera?
If you have any
10
information about this incident or the suspects, please contact Rowan Glassboro Police as well as the Public Safety. Reporting live from Rowan University, I'm Lauren Berman. Back to you at the desk.
Live on Rowan University's campus with more. Emilio?
That's right, Jim. Just last night, a female graduate student from Rowan University reported to Glassboro Police that she had been sexually assaulted.
Video's rolling.
Police reports detail that around 9:30 p.m. last night, a female student traveling westbound on Route 322 towards Hampton Boulevard pulled over onto the shoulder so that she could adjust some items in her vehicle. According to the police, while outside of her car, two masked men sexually forced themselves upon the victim. The report states that the two white male suspects, one in his 20s, the other in his 40s, fled on foot in an unknown direction. The victim is said to have traveled home before returning to Glassboro to report the incident to authorities that same night. Rowan Public Safety issued an alert in hopes of gaining further information from possible witnesses. Vice President of University Relations, Joe Cardona, hopes that the alert educates community members.
If you're driving by and you see a woman on the side of the road with two guys talking to her and it seems like a weird situation, people need to report that. Get out quick.
Anyone who may have witnessed suspicious activity is urged to contact authorities. Reporting from Glassboro, New Jersey, I'm Emilio Diaz. Back to you in the studio.
And thank you, Emilio.